Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the show with Mike and T-Roy. What up, T?
Hey, pal.
How are you?
I'm okay.
Doing all right?
Yeah, it's a little under the weather today.
Yeah,
But,
that happens.
yeah, feeling a little better.
Yeah? COVID? AIDS?
Yeah, a little of both, I think.
Yeah,
I
that
got
happens.
COVID.
COVID-AIDS? AIDS-vid?
Yeah.
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 Sucks.
I don't know. A little sinusy something going on. Head cold, sinus infection, something.
It's the seasons, man.
Tis the season.
It happens every time we change seasons. We fall into that, whatever, sinuses and blah, blah, blah. Which
I basically work
sucks.
outside, too, so it's butt-ass cold in the morning and then gets hot. So I go through all those
Yeah.
temperature changes.
Ugh.
Tis what it is.
I like your shirt.
Thank you, sir.
Freddy the Pizza Man.
Red Eye, my man. Yep. So I
Yeah.
just did another 2 schools.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
He's doing the stuff for one of his kids has autism.
That's correct.
Yeah, and so he's
He puts,
doing
puts sensory rooms in schools throughout Michigan. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's up over 50 schools, I think now.
Wow.
I think that was 50 and 51 that he just did.
yeah.
No, Freddy the Pizza Man
a
Foundation.
good dude.
Yeah, by all means, look into it. And if you're involved in a school and you'd like a sensory room, all you have to do is apply. Basically, he wants to put one in every school, but that's how he picks the schools. You just apply, and then he just randomly draws once he's got enough money through the foundation to put the rooms in. He just draws the next one.
Very cool. I know the Lions were helping him at one point.
He's supposed to be putting one in Ford Field.
Really? What for?
For kids.
Ford Field for kids that go to the games.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Okay.
Yeah, no.
I wonder if that would have worked when we were younger. Like, it just doesn't. It seems like there's been an explosion, and it's probably just an explosion of people understanding more.
Probably
What's going on? There was probably a whole shitload of autistic kids when we were growing up too.
Yeah.
I'm
sure there's a lot of misdiagnosis back then too.
Yeah.
Or undiagnosed, I should say.
Yeah.
Who knows? They were just considered a problem.
Yeah. Yeah. It's weird, man. I know.
Well, now we know that there's it's a spectrum. Then it goes from one side to the other. There's not just any absolute.
Seems like it's getting harsher too. Like Mark Rober. He worked for NASA. He's got a YouTube channel and
yep. I knew the name.
Videos. His kid has like severe autism.
Really?
Like super severe. And so he kind of came out with that. He did something with Jimmy Kimmel, and they did some big fundraiser. And there's a bunch of actors whose kids have autism that have fallen into that category. I'm trying to think. One of them was on Stern. Like when I was in Arizona, and G's listening to Stern, and it might have been Paul Rudd or someone like that. It wasn't Paul Rudd, but it was someone talking about their kid and what they're going through.
I'm curious if there has been, a dramatic increase.
You know what it was? It's the puppet.
Puppet's got an autistic kid?
No, the guy that plays the puppet, Triumph. The insult dog, Robert Smigel.
Oh, Schmeigel, yeah.
Schmeigel, his kid.
Yeah, Schmeigel, yeah.
Yeah, his kid has like serious, and I didn't realize. I thought it was like, they're just a little quirky, a little awkward. They get a little touchy, don't touch them.
They can be, all the way to nonverbal. Like I said, it's a spectrum.
That's how Mark Rober's kid is, like nonverbal. I wasn't going to say that, but yeah, you're right. That's
So, and everybody handles things differently. And there's just little things that they do is like trampolines, bean bags, things that are supposed to be calming for them. So
I remember Schmeigel talking about it, and his whole thing, he could have just retired, but he's like, I have to make enough money so that when I'm gone, this kid is taken care of
for good.
Yeah. Forever.
Right.
Like, what a fucking weight to carry. You know what I mean?
No
like trying to get people to trust, because let's be honest, that can be a frustrating endeavor, especially if it's not your kid.
Absolutely.
Dealing with someone that we see it all the time in hospitals where people get abused, and that's my nightmare. I figure as fucked up as I am now at my age, give it a few years, and I'll be in one of those places relying on some fat nurse who's slapping me about the face and whatnot.
Eventually.
That's
we all get there.
Yeah. Just give me a gun, because I don't want to go through that and be,
No. I know a couple people that are going through that right now with some loved ones. Yeah. And it's just
tough.
It's a money grab. It's just, between the Medicaid and Medicare, whatever it is.
Well, you can bankrupt a family too. Yeah. Family can work their whole life, put together a nice nest egg that they can then give down to their kids.
Yeah.
whatever, and it's like in a matter of months they can drain you of everything, charging you hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, I mean, some of those just retirement places, our company's built a few of them. I remember saying they were like $3,000 and $4,000 a month to stay there. Like, who the fuck's got that kind of money?
Yeah.
At that point in your life,
Yeah.
you know?
Not many. My grandpa went quick. It was like boom, boom.
Yeah.
And everyone was so grateful. It was like, thank you.
Don, same way. Had all of his faculties, you know. He mic dropped life on the way out.
Yep.
You know, didn't have to do anything, and I could only hope for the same.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Dude, putting me in a bed with dealing with bed sores and just laying there for months on end.
No.
No one really gives a shit about you.
I mean, when I get to the point where I can't take care of myself, I don't want to exist.
No.
I don't. I mean, I hope this counts as, you know, legal and binding.
Yeah.
Me saying it on the air.
Yeah.
I don't want to exist.
I'm counting on
anymore.
that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think they're getting more open to that. You know, I think there's a lot of...
Kevorkian was way ahead of his time.
He was. And there's a lot of religious basis for a lot of that where it's like, oh, suicide sends you directly to hell. Like this whole thing where I think a lot of people are turning on that and going, well, you know... You know, if it sucks, and we're seeing it in other countries too.
Yeah.
Some girl was at the Ariana Grande concert.
Like got shot up.
Yeah, that was Grande, right?
I think so. Yeah.
And there's like a 17, 18, 19, 20-year-old girl that just can't deal with it. She was at that show and can't deal with it. And like, okay,
She didn't get shot or anything. I mean,
No.
she saw it. She's just traumatized.
yeah, she was witness and traumatized, and she's like, yeah, I want out. I'm out. And they're like, okay, very good. And they're killing her.
Really?
Yeah.
Who is?
The government's allowing it in Sweden or wherever the fuck she is.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, you know, if you really, truly don't want to be here anymore and, you know.
See, I think like the insurance policies and stuff don't pay if it's suicide. I believe. I'm
Really?
not any kind of expert,
well,
but
if you
generally-
take one out for $1 million and then commit suicide the
But
next day, I get it.
But even if you have it, doesn't matter. I mean, I think they just generally, because like you're controlling it.
Yeah.
You have a life insurance policy that pays when you die, and you're, you know,
Take it
controlling when
into
you
your own
die.
hands. Yeah.
So I think most of them don't pay for suicide. So I would say what I'm going to do is even though I've never hiked a day in my life, but I'm going to be like every day I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm hiking. I'm hiking. I'm so
don't tell
excited
this
for
part on
hiking.
the
I'm
air.
gonna,
They're going to play this in court.
Right. Well, they'll never find this shit. Nobody listens to this show.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, and then I'm just going to swan dive off a cliff somewhere and be like, oh, he died doing what he loved.
Yeah, he was hiking. Like father, like son.
Perfect.
Yeah, yeah. Your dad actually liked hiking and biking and canoeing and kayaking, all that shit. Like he did it forever since the day I met him.
Yep.
He was doing that shit. You not so much. Not like your old man, anyways. But yeah, it's not a bad. At least you've got a plan.
I do.
It's not bad to have a plan.
Well, let's see. That's just an example. I probably won't have to. I won't use that one now because that's out. But
Yep.
you know, you just got to put a little forethought into it.
Well, if you come up with a few good ones, if you wouldn't mind,
Yeah,
pass one on my
absolutely.
way.
Yeah, let's make sure it's not one I'm going to use.
Yeah, we don't want to go out the same way.
Yeah, no, I can't have you doing it first.
Yeah.
Fucker, he stole my move.
Dude.
He stole my move.
You can't really get that mad at me, though, if I steal your move in death. You know?
Well, it does if it screws my plan.
Yeah, I don't want to do that to you. Anyway, I'm feeling a bit under the weather as well today. I don't know what's going on. Maybe my AIDS is flaring
COVID's?
up. COVID's, yeah. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe it's just because I stayed up kind of late watching the football game last night.
It was a good one.
Yeah, it was a good one. Raiders-Chiefs in Kansas City, and the Chiefs ended up winning.
Yeah, they were down, 17? Something, I think it was that.
Yeah,
big goal?
sounds about right. And both of us looked at each other and went, this game's far from over.
Oh, yeah.
You just knew it.
Kansas City's offense at home.
Yeah. And they got it going.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Mahomes for giving all 4 touchdowns to Kelsey and not anything to my boy Hilaire. So
Yeah.
I took an L on that. Plenty
Yeah,
of
your
offense.
team kind of blows this year, I'll be
No,
honest.
It's awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
The NFL's going through some shit, man. These calls,
Yeah, it was a bad weekend.
yeah. It was
We
a
didn't
rough
talk about
weekend.
the other one yesterday, did we? The Brady one?
Maybe, I don't know, but
think we
it
did.
just awful.
Yeah.
Some awful calls trying to protect these quarterbacks. And, yesterday's game came down to a couple of those calls, too.
Yep.
Didn't matter. They called them on Kansas City, and the crowd was going nuts, booing, one of those sacks on Derek Carr. And they called him for roughing the passer for some outrageous reason.
Yeah.
Kansas City ended up winning, so this will just go by the wayside. It won't be that big of a deal. But the Tampa Bay Atlanta game, holy shit.
It definitely changed the outcome.
Yeah.
Very likely.
And I wonder if they would make the same call if it was Baker Mayfield in the pocket. Like, does it matter that you've got Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes, two of your biggest names in the whole game?
Maybe.
You know, if it was Sam Darnold.
Maybe. It's kind of like the NBA, where the
NBA's famously
superstars
done
get
that.
in,
Yeah.
Getting the calls.
Yeah.
You got to earn your stripes.
Devontae Adams. I like Devontae Adams.
I really do. I think he's the best receiver in the NFL.
Yeah.
I really do.
You can definitely argue that when given the opportunity, he just makes play after play.
You watch his route running, his hands. He's just
Sick.
elite.
Yeah. And so he got traded from the Packers or whatever, left the Packers and went to the Raiders. His old college teammate at Fresno, Derek Carr, is throwing to him. Well, he didn't take too kindly to the way that game ended and they lost. And he was walking through the tunnel in Kansas City, and this guy walks in front of him. He does walk in front of him. The cameraman, he's got all the equipment. These guys lugging all this equipment. That shit's heavy.
Oh, yeah.
And Devontae just takes it upon himself to just knock the guy in his ass.
Yeah.
You got video of it there, too?
Yeah, let's have a look at that. Let's see.
Frustration from Adams, and whoa. Can't have that as Adams. Frustration
the guy
from
didn't
Adams,
fall
and
back and hit his head.
Can't
he
have
fell
that
down.
as Adams leaving
Yeah,
the
you can't
field.
say he
The
didn't hit his head,
frustrations
but-
on
Yeah.
this evening
Yeah.
bubbling over. And
Look at the guy, though. He just falls on his rump.
that's not what
No
you
big
want to
deal.
see.
Didn't hit his
No, I
head.
don't think so. You know, I don't know what he was carrying. Maybe something hit him in the face when he fell. I don't
look
know.
like it.
It's hard to see exactly what was going on, but
Yeah.
yeah. Well, it's that's frustration on the field, and it's not acceptable on any level.
The guy's got no history of being an asshole.
None.
You know
No,
what I mean?
he's-
Like,
no,
that
he's
helps.
Absolutely. He's been a
Model.
citizen.
Yeah. And gets frustrated. This guy walks in front of him. He shoves him. And the victim is a photographer. He's a freelancer for Monday Night Football. He was pushed to the ground, causing injury. He made arrangements for private transport to the hospital for treatment,
Yeah. The writing is on the wall.
at which time he called police to file a police report against Devontae Adams.
Assault.
The injuries are preliminarily thought to be non-life-threatening.
Okay. Well, we better.
Can you say that for sure? I mean, I looked at that push. I mean,
Man, that was severe.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
don't know
the
how
way
you come
he-
back from something like that.
the way he fell almost a foot and 2 inches onto his butt.
Wow.
And then held himself up, didn't
I love
smack
that
his head.
we're not sure, but they appear to be not
Preliminarily.
Yeah.
It appears to be non-life
Yeah.
threatening.
Well, unfortunately, the first doctor said it, so we got to wait till we find. We'll get our own doctor involved and get our second opinion on here to
Yes.
find out how severe this really is.
Yes. Once we get the detectives and the proper quack in place,
Yep.
we will
Exactly.
find that, this
He's
is,
probably got a spinal cord injury.
could be, busted tailbone.
Yeah.
He's definitely having nightmares.
Oh yeah, traumatized.
Yeah, he's going to have to find a new career. There's no way he could step on an NFL
I
field
wouldn't
again,
think
right?
so. Yeah. No, he would be terrified.
Yeah.
Every time a player came anywhere near him, how could he be expected to fulfill his duties as a photographer?
Yeah.
When
If he's worried about
Yeah.
being attacked.
every time he sees a player, he's
Mm-hmm.
just going to flash back and be triggered.
So the incident will be investigated by our assault unit detectives. Ooh, sounds official.
Oh, they got a whole wing for that, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They just sit there looking for assaults.
Okay.
Upon completion, they will coordinate with the applicable city or state prosecutor to determine any applicable charges. The investigation is expected to last only 1 or 2 days.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot to look into.
I mean, I was thinking it was going
get-
to take months.
There's going to be
get
watch
to
the
bottom
video,
of this.
get each other's statement, and I think we're done here.
Yeah.
It's about 7
We're good.
minutes. Yeah,
How about you write him a check for
I
something?
think that's basically all it's going.
Yeah.
It's just a shakedown.
The league is also reviewing the incident, and a suspension remains possible. NFL Network's Mike Garafolo suggested this one feels like more than a fine. They're expected to rule on the matter early this week. He's never been in trouble with the NFL. That should go somewhere.
I mean, that's you should get the benefit of the doubt on some level. The problem is that it's nothing. It was completely off the field, and it was a civilian.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think they probably hand down a 1-game suspension.
Yeah.
Would be
Well,
my guess.
I've often said, if you have to be raped,
Yeah.
it might as well be by Deshaun Watson, a guy worth $250 million guaranteed.
Yep.
Right?
Sure.
If you're going to get pushed to the ground, and fall down in your little rumpy rump for a second there, Might as well be with a guy worth $100 million.
Have potentially life-threatening injuries.
Oh, yeah, possibly. We're looking into it. We don't know. Adams apologized through the media after the game. He jumped in front of me coming off the field. I kind of pushed him. He ended up on the ground. I want to apologize to him for that. That was just frustration mixed with him really just running in front of me. I shouldn't have responded that way, but that's the way I responded. I want to apologize to him for that. He also apologized on Twitter. Started the guy I pushed over after the game, obviously very frustrated at the way the game ended. And when he ran in front of me as I exited, that was my reaction. And I felt horrible immediately. That's not me. My apologies, man. Hope you see this. A lot of people didn't buy that. Said, I felt bad immediately after, but I passed him up like it meant nothing.
Yeah, just step right over him.
Exactly. Another said, garbage apology on social media. That's so you try and not look bad to the fans. Too late. You push someone down who was trying to do their job. I guess when I'm having a bad day, I should push the barista down as they walk in front of me, then just post I'm sorry on Twitter. If you felt horrible immediately, why didn't you help him up and apologize immediately? You walked right past him with a flick of your wrist like, what the hell, dude? Might want to keep working on that humbleness. P.S. You can find that guy anytime and apologize to him directly.
Yeah, which I'm sure will happen, when he gets served with the papers.
Yeah.
But
these guys are held to a different standard, man. They just are.
They are.
They can't have those moments at all.
No, you can't. You really
The only
can't.
time you can is when someone runs on the field.
Yeah.
Then it's fair game.
Yeah, but he wasn't exactly. He wasn't threatened in any way from this guy. It just was a situation. It was obviously frustration, and there's clearly a fine coming, and my gut would tell me it's going to be a 1-game suspension.
Yeah, which is
they're just gonna send a
exactly what the
message.
1-4 team needs.
Yeah, well, whatever.
To lose their number one player. Yeah.
They can't be that good if they're 1-4.
Well, he's their best player.
I know.
No doubt about
We're
it.
not winning with them, so what's the difference?
Yeah, true. Sit for a game. Cost him a game check, probably.
Yeah.
It's probably $1 million.
Yeah, probably somewhere in there.
He's got to be making that, right?
That's a big. Yeah, you got a big contract out of that.
We've got the cancel mob also after Troy Aikman.
The Aches?
Yeah, the Aches. I like Aikman.
Yeah, I do too.
I think he's fair. He doesn't play favorites.
Generally, yeah.
It's very hard, I think, if you were a player on one team your whole career, like he was with the Cowboys. I think of what's his name early in his career, Chris Collinsworth.
Oh,
Hated the 49ers. They beat him in the Super Bowl twice.
so he just had that.
And he just
let it go.
He's better at it now. It doesn't affect him now. But early in his broadcast career, it was like, this fucking clown calling the games. Yeah. He's just going to shit on, Montana or the team. Like, you could just tell he couldn't quite separate his hatred for those teams that beat him.
I caught Romo with the Cowboy love on a few. He's doing Cowboy games.
Yeah.
You can tell he's like rooting for him, and leaning that way.
Some guys are better than others.
It takes time.
At hiding that. Aikman does a good job, though.
And he's been long enough removed. Romo's it's been only a couple of years. And I'm sure he's getting better, but with time.
So he apparently made a sexist comment on a penalty called during Monday Night Football.
Did he?
Yep. And I don't know how we get past this.
This is going back to this is going back to that roughing the passer call.
Yeah, Chris Jones.
Yeah.
Yep. So Aikman took issue with this just like we all did. Of
course.
Whether you saw the Brady hit over the weekend or this one, it's like, come on, man.
There was apparently a third one too that I didn't see. And one of the articles I was looking at said these are the 3 bad roughing the passer calls from the weekend.
Okay.
So apparently there was a third one too, but I'm not familiar with it.
There's always been shit roughing the passer calls, like
Yeah.
where you just go up with your hands and you barely touch a guy's helmet.
Yeah.
And they call that.
Yeah, they've changed it over the last few years to protect the quarterbacks.
Right.
And obviously this is where they've changed it to where you can't come down with all your weight.
Yeah.
On top of the quarterback. If you tackle him,
That was a college rule that I hated. And I didn't realize they had implemented that into the pro game.
Yeah, I think it was officially a couple years ago. This might be the second year that was like at least a point of emphasis. It may have always been part of the rules, but they they tweak things every year in the off season.
Yeah,
I think it's only been a couple of years. I remember it last year being a real issue.
Yeah. Well, do you want to hear see if you can pick out what Troy Aikman said that has got the whole country up in arms?
Well, let's see.
All right.
matchup. And my hope is the competition committee looks at this in the next set of meetings and, we take the dresses off.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's not wrong.
No.
I mean, we had this conversation earlier. When it's all said and done, these quarterbacks are still football players.
Yeah.
They're not. They're starting to treat them like they're Cinderella out there, and you can't. You can't.
Yeah,
do
it's like they're wearing the yellow caps on their helmets.
You can't hit them below the knee. You can't hit them in the head. You can't do it.
Yeah.
Like what? And what do you want these guys to do? And the reality is that if that wasn't the actual play that that's just his comment after the fact.
He's still commenting on the.
No, I know. I was thinking it was that play. I was going to look at that hit, but whatever. It's irrelevant.
Yeah. Twitter, of course, just lost their mind.
Well, who else?
And the problem is, I wouldn't put much stock in it. Who cares what fucking Twitter says? Yeah. But people listen to them, and they find these guys, and they cancel these people, and take the dresses off. We all understood that comment.
Yeah.
Like these little princesses are stuck back here.
Yeah.
The quarterbacks didn't call for this, but the problem with the NFL is they don't want their biggest stars, the ones they put up on the marquee, being knocked out for the year.
Yep.
And you got some asswipe back there that's a second, third string guy you've never heard of playing in these games when it should be Mahomes versus,
Brady,
Allen, Brady, whatever, those big things. You just can't have these guys knocked out, but they're taking it too far. So he says, hopefully in the summer meetings or whatever, we can take the dresses off, man.
Yeah, that's like I said, they tweak these rules all the time, and every year there's new points of emphasis, things they're going to focus on. And if you watch the games, you can generally tell. You start seeing these calls being made systematically throughout the league. You're like, okay, well, now we know. It's pass interference. It's whatever they're doing. You can tell when there's an uptick in these calls, or and it may or may not be right or wrong.
It doesn't seem coincidental.
No, definitely, but it's not what you're used to seeing. It's not how you're used to it being called. So when there's a difference.
Yeah.
So this is obviously one of those things, but
this
is getting enough stink that I think it'll be addressed.
Yeah, it should be. Troy Aikman really needs to find a non-misogynistic way to critique the call besides take the dresses off. Tweeted a blue check, self-described justice journalist.
Fantastic.
Ugh. Yeah, Chuck Modi. And I say this as someone who heard this misogyny normalized by coaches as a kid and even participated myself way past time to end such sports talk. Is this such a problem?
So bad
in the game? Yeah. I mean, you've incorporated women into every aspect of the game. Mm. They're in the fucking booth, no matter how shrill and awful their voices are.
Yeah, they're so bad.
Good Lord. Your team sucks a giant dick, by the way, when they've got a female calling the game. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like that's a telltale sign.
Squad.
Yeah, it's like just have sweetheart call this garbage game that no one's going to watch anyways. Mm. And I got to think, as the male counterpart doing color in the booth, you have to know your days are numbered when they pit you with a fucking chick. Yeah. I don't know who we were watching this weekend, college game, and it was like the only game on. It's like, oh, of course they got the chick in the booth, and every time they get a little animated, there's something like
they get.
No offense.
Yeah.
Sorry,
there's
no
one
offense.
There's one chick on ESPN. I don't know her name. Couldn't pick her out of a lineup. But yeah, and knowledge-wise, great.
Yeah.
But it's like nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah.
Listening to her talk.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
What's the oh God, I couldn't even figure out, like, is this a gay guy or a woman? You're like, that's a chick.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. And then when guys get amped up, okay, when you're watching a World Series game and someone yicks a ball and it's like, and that is deep, way back to center, and God, and the crowd's going fucking nuts.
Obviously not talking about Joe Buck.
No, but you can get goosebumps at some of those calls.
Yeah.
Football calls, classic football calls, when you've got like a legendary broadcast voice. Whenever the play gets ramped up, guy breaks a tackle and busts it down the sideline, and you're watching a female announcer, no offense, it's like, okay, can we mute this and put the radio call on? Because this is fucking shrill.
Yeah.
She's getting excited, she's getting amped up, and it's making it worse. It's not adding to it.
Well,
and I know that's not going anywhere. We're never going to change that.
Equity, buddy. Equity.
Yeah. So either women just got way fucking better, and now they employ 50% of the positions in a broadcast booth.
It's not quite 50%.
Well, as far as like,
I'm sure that's what they're
I
going
don't mean
for.
play-by-play broadcast booth. I should say in every fucking round table in the country, there's at least 2 chicks on the panel.
Right.
And they're fine. Minka Kimes or whatever, Mina Kimes is great. I love Mina Kimes. Don't necessarily want to hear her in a booth, but when she's breaking shit down with Dan Orlovsky or who's the big dude, black dude?
Oh, yeah.
I think she's fucking him, by the way. There's too much. Yeah, you know,
You
you
can see that little chemistry in there?
Yeah, yeah. I think Mina Kimes is getting deep dicked by
Ooh,
that.
you heard it here first.
Yeah, yeah. I've thought that for a while. I haven't talked about it much, but whenever I see a segment, there's some like weird behind the scenes kind of playfulness going on. It's like he might be deep dicking her. Yeah, she might be taking it from him.
Yeah. Dan didn't get it. You think I did?
Nah, Dan's married. I love Dan though. So Troy Aikman, normalized by coaches as a kid. Yeah, we all remember that. You know, my football coach screamed at us. You know, for tattling.
Like a bunch of little girls out here.
Was it you, Betsy? Was it you, Luann?
Sally.
He's yelling at all of us because we were like, yeah, coach is being mean. He's yelling at us. We were in fucking junior high, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And he fucking went off on us, called me Sally.
Of course.
Or Betsy. One of those two. I didn't like shit. Did Troy Aikman really just say what I think he said? Tweeted Jason Page. Really, Jason? Was that too much for you?
Yeah, are you really offended by
Really?
this?
Really? Did he really just say that it's time for the league to take the dresses off? The 60s called. They want their chauvinists back.
But here's my question. All these people that are offended by this, are they actually watching this game? Or are they seeing it blasted out onto Twitter and then reacting to it?
Yeah, they don't strike me as giant football fans.
I wouldn't think so.
Yeah. Seriously, ESPN, do better than that crap.
Okay.
Don't love Aikman saying the players need to take the dresses off. Just say the call sucks, man, tweeted journalist Trevor Mitchell. Others defended Aikman. Can't believe the number of people getting upset about Troy Aikman saying take the dresses off. Good Lord. You tiny little people with tiny little brains, so easily bruised, so easily offended. You are truly what is wrong with the planet today. I would agree. I would agree with that comment.
I have no issues with that statement.
Yeah. My dad has written Troy Aikman off and Joe Buck.
Yeah?
Yeah. Ever since they were caught on a hot mic bitching about the flyover during the anthem.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. When they were like, oh, this bullshit. We got to do this nonsense and act like we give a shit.
Yeah, that's why Bob's mad.
Bob's hat done.
Yep.
He's like, fuck those.
You did to me, Buck.
And there's no coming back from it either.
Oh, no.
You know, he hate watches sports, as you know. He's getting more and more miserable as he gets older and hates Serena Williams. He hates the beard. He hates LeBron. So he will watch just to see them lose. And Aikman and Buck is another one. He's not having it.
What happens when he watches them and they win?
He gets pissed.
Yeah.
Fortunately, they're losing a lot. LeBron didn't even make the playoffs. Fucking what's his name?
Harden?
No, Serena Williams.
Oh.
He is losing every time he takes the court.
Yeah.
That guy loses. So my dad is thrilled with that. He'll watch the opening round. It's like, okay, he lost again. Serena went down in the first round to some 400th ranked woman. You know, he's good. He's good. He's seen what he needs to see.
Good enough.
And I don't know where the beard is nowadays, and I don't know why he hates the beard too, but I don't know what the beard did to him, but
Something against his Warriors, I'm sure, probably.
yeah, or he said something stupid about social justice. Who knows?
It's possible.
Yeah. One of our favorite people on planet Earth, T, and I don't say that lightly because we don't share a lot of people on planet Earth that we enjoy.
That's true.
Tulsi Gabbard
Oh,
is one of them.
yeah, you're right.
God damn, is she hot?
She's,
Does that make me chauvinistic, misogynistic?
I think that makes you,
a male?
yeah, well, you just have eyes.
Yeah.
It's a very attractive
God,
woman.
those fucking bikini shots on the beach in Hawaii.
And, you know, she's got a pretty good head on her shoulders, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
She speaks well. She's well qualified.
Mm-hmm.
She's got great common sense.
I noticed something was trending on Twitter this morning, and that something was good riddance.
Good riddance, eh?
Yeah. Good riddance.
Okay.
And Tulsi Gabbard announced today that she's leaving the Democrat Party.
Okay.
So she was a Democrat for years.
We've been talking about this. Okay.
I mean, this is just in namesake only. I mean, she has been.
No, I understand. But if you're talking about our DeSantis Gabbard ticket,
Yeah.
it's going to be a little tough if you're tied to that Democratic Party.
I don't know. I think most Republicans like her a lot.
I think they do, exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's everybody needs to fucking lean back towards the center a little bit.
And look,
reel it
let's
in.
be honest, T. The fact that she was a Democrat, I think she served in Hawaii's 2nd District or something from like 13 to 21. She did a couple tours of duty in Afghanistan. But the fact that she was a Democrat means that she has some liberal views on certain things. Now, I wouldn't say that Tulsi Gabbard is leaving the Democrat Party as much as the Democrats left her. It's kind of like the Elon Musk thing, where I'm still staying in the same spot, and you guys have gone so far hard left that I don't know where I fit in anymore.
Right.
I think that's her thing. But, you know, I think it would be easier to take a Gabbard ticket with DeSantis because, you know, if you're a Democrat or you're a moderate Democrat or Republican.
Well, I think it's exactly. I think it's going to pull a lot of that center. I think, like I said, I think we need to reel it in a little bit.
Yeah.
The fact that we're just getting a little farther and farther each way, you know, it's just
Not good.
Not good, and
Not
it doesn't
good for
help.
any
I
of
mean,
us.
it's not going to help your chances when it comes to the vote either. You
Yeah.
know? So having somebody like that on your ticket, hot woman center, that's going to go a long way in some votes, I think.
Could you see a ticket with her with DeSantis as the backup?
No,
No.
no, I don't think so.
Chauvinist? Is that
No, I just don't-
misogyny
no.
coming through? Or
No, I just don't think so. I mean, I think
he's the guy right now?
I think he's the guy.
Yeah.
I don't think, and I don't think, I think she's got a much better chance, of being a VP than a president. I think
I could vote for her for president.
I could,
Yeah.
but I'm sure there's a lot of people that wouldn't.
I think it was Joe Rogan that said that's 8 years or 16 years.
Yeah.
You put them together. You know what I mean? Like, okay, she goes behind DeSantis for 8 years.
Yeah.
And then she's next in line. You could get another. She's such a wonderful person.
Yeah. It's hard to say exactly what those 8 years transpires, but
Yeah.
you know,
Well, you know they're going to shit on him. He's going to be Trump. He's going to be Hitler times 2, worse than Trump by a long shot.
Yeah.
So like they're going to shit all over.
yeah, that's
them no
why. I
matter
mean,
what,
like,
but
I mean, if it were to be something like a Trump DeSantis ticket, something like that, if it took DeSantis to be his VP,
Yeah.
you know, which I mean, he's only got one term left, so it might line up, but those 4 years, man, I don't know. Like,
yeah, I don't think we could, as a country. I don't think we could get
no,
through
and
that.
I think I mean, as a politician, I think you almost have to separate yourself from him because you would go down with that ship no matter what.
100%.
So
Yeah.
no, I think that we've talked about that for a long time. That's sort of the dream team.
Should we listen to her? I mean, it's always fun to watch her
I
talk.
would say I'd rather watch her, but
Yeah.
we can listen, I guess.
All right. This is what she posted on Twitter this morning.
Okay.
5 million views.
I can no longer remain in today's Democratic Party that's under the complete control of an elitist cabal of warmongers who are driven by cowardly wokeness, who divide us by racializing every issue and stoking anti-white racism, who actively work to undermine our God-given freedoms that are enshrined in our Constitution, who are hostile to people of faith and spirituality, who demonize the police but protect criminals at the expense of law-abiding Americans, who believe in open borders, who weaponize the national security state to go after their political opponents, and above all, who are dragging us ever closer to nuclear war. Now, I believe in a government that's of the people, by the people, and for the people. Unfortunately, today's Democratic Party does not. Instead, it stands for a government that is of, by, and for the powerful elite. Now, I'm calling on my fellow common sense, independent-minded Democrats to join me in leaving the Democratic Party. If you can no longer stomach the direction that the so-called woke Democratic Party ideologues are taking our country, then I invite you to join me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how you argue with that. I know
you
our liberal
can't.
friends will, but how do you argue with that?
I would love to hear it.
We read it every day. We see it every single day playing out.
Yep.
You know, if you think Catholicism's not under attack, neither of us are even religious.
No.
But it's fucking obvious.
Of course. Like
It's
I said.
obvious. They act like they're the bumpkins, morons.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, hey, at least respect people's. You respect fucking Islam.
Yeah.
You can't parrot that enough.
You respect criminals,
Yeah.
but you don't respect the religion.
Yeah.
It's just a weird.
And believe me, I don't like being preached to by, I don't care who they are. Some idiot on Fox News in the morning, that chick, I swear everything out of her mouth is Bible, Jesus, Lord, fucking three kings, manger. Like that's all I hear. That's all she does is fucking parrot fucking Bible shit. But I respect her opinion to do it.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. I don't know what people can take issue with over this.
Well,
But
I don't like religion playing a role in policy.
no,
I don't favor that at all.
agreed. I think it
because
plays a lot bigger role than
That's not
people
you.
want to.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
But,
what that
you know-
stems from is their religious beliefs. So,
But the country's founded on Catholic beliefs on some level. You know what I mean? Like that's
why? Wait.
I don't know. Why does it say in God we trust on our money? I mean, it's like that. Why does it say that in the courtroom of every courtroom in America? Like that's part of
Yeah.
the history of this country and the founding of this country.
Well, that's part of the problem, Michael.
Well, maybe to some people, if you let
You
it
can't
be.
undo history, and
Yeah.
you can't rewrite it.
And back in the day, when you go back hundreds and hundreds of years, those religious leaders were like cops and judges. I mean, they ran everything. And if you didn't agree with them,
Yeah.
I mean, burn at the stake.
Oh yeah.
Like horrible shit. So, keep everything in its place. I believe in separation of church and state,
Yeah, but yeah, I think that's a move. I would almost like to see that move the right in a way, and have more of a sense. I mean, there's supposed to be libertarian, and there's I'm just so sick of this two-party system that we have.
Yeah.
It's the lesser of
nonsense.
two evils. It's garbage. I would love to see, especially as both seem to be getting farther and farther away from each other. I know there was the Tea Party thing, but none of it's ever really gotten any traction.
Yeah.
And it's designed and built that way. So that it stays. There's too much money involved and too much power involved for it not to be the two-party system.
Yeah.
As much as they hate each other, they need each other.
But they're the same, basically.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They can't afford to let a third party come in there.
No, which is why they fight it as hard as they
Right.
do. Yeah, I wonder if there's anybody who could come into office that could unite the country like we need.
I don't think
I don't think so.
I don't think a person could, because people are so divided right now that they're absolutely just dug in their beliefs, and anybody that there is no wiggle room on
Yeah.
too much of this stuff. So I don't think it's a person that's going to be able to do it, but it's possible that something could, an event could.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, ironically, you get a pandemic, and that was more divisive than anything else.
Yeah.
So who's
Yeah.
to say?
Yeah. Right down politics, party lines, too.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing how that
Yeah.
works?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And that was, that was no accident either.
No.
That was driven that way.
Yeah.
I wonder
she's-
if it's kind of funny. I wonder if the election had gone in the other way, and Trump was in office, and it was.
Oh, it'd be, well.
If the right would have been all pro-mask and shit, and
Yeah,
then, it would have been
could have
his
been.
vaccine, and the left would have been, oh no, I'm not taking that. Trump's vaccine, it's
They
poison.
definitely would have done that, but I don't think the right would have played along. I don't think the right, because the right doesn't like government telling them what to do.
Yeah.
And so I don't think if you would have had some fake push by the Trump administration to get everybody vaccinated, I think people on the right would have seen right through that and gone like, yeah, go fuck yourself. I love you, dude, but I'm not pumping my body through full of this shit.
Yeah.
I think you would have had a lot of that. Now there's probably a lot of people that would have taken it that haven't taken it now.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, shit. When Biden was running, he was saying constantly, him and Kamala both famously saying they wouldn't take it.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
Trump vaccine.
And
then
funny
he
how
won.
the times have changed.
He won. I put that in air quotes.
Yeah, right. Because they were like, well, we better do this because we're not going to win this thing.
Yeah.
We fucking
He
won,
fucking won. He fucking won.
right?
Yep.
Hey, TDC's original sponsor, Zott Ford and Holly, is now taking custom orders for your new 2023 models. When you order, you're still going to lock in $1,000 rebates and 2.9% APR with your order. Plus, Zott Ford's military trifecta is back. So if you're an active or retired military, a veteran, first responder, or medical professional, and you buy, lease, or order a new ride, you're going to save an additional $1,000 over and above all the incentives. Also, if you're sick of your current lease, let Kabar and the team waive up to 2 payments and get you out of that lease early. Finally, your friends at Zott have a pretty decent amount of cars, trucks, and SUVs in stock, so don't delay. Check out their inventory at dealsinthed.com and tell them TDC sent you.
Please do. Yeah, I got a note from Steve. He's going to send over some new reads.
All right, perfect. I like to keep it fresh.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I know you do. Yale Law School. They're facing more boycotts after a federal judge in Atlanta joined a colleague in New Orleans who's refusing to hire students as clerks as the school was plagued by cancel culture. This is a big story that's not getting a lot of press. This is big because Yale Law School is the #1 law school in the country for fast-tracking clerkships for federal judges, for the Supreme Court. #1. And having these judges come out and say, yeah, we're not taking students from Yale. You're too fucked up the way you're indoctrinating them right now.
Wow.
It's too obvious. So Circuit Judge Elizabeth Branch of the 11th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals, that's Atlanta, has now confirmed her participation in the boycott that was proposed last week by U.S. Circuit Judge James Ho. In a statement to National Review, Ho, a judge on the New Orleans-based 5th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals, in a speech delivered at a Federalist Society conference in Kentucky, I think that's a conservative society group.
Okay.
I think it was started at Yale, in fact.
Really?
Yeah.
Funny how times change.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Not that long ago. Said he would cease hiring clerks from Yale and urged other judges to do the same. He cited incidents in which students had disrupted conservative speakers at Yale, where cancellations and disruptions seem to occur with special frequency. Yale Law School is one of the most prestigious law schools in the country, having produced some of the nation's most prominent leaders, including Bill Clinton, Gerald Ford, at least 5 current U.S. senators, and 4 current Supreme Court justices. Ho raised legit concerns about the lack of free speech on law school campuses, Yale in particular, and that she would, I didn't know it was a she. I was thinking Ho was a,
yeah,
makes more sense now.
It's unfortunate.
What up, Ho?
Yeah.
That she would not consider students from Yale for clerkships in the future. Like Judge Ho, I am gravely concerned that the stifling of debate not only is antithetical to this country's founding principles, but also stunts intellectual growth. Accordingly, I accept Judge Ho's invitation to join him in declining to consider students from Yale Law School.
It just said him.
Yeah, I think I screwed that up. I think Ho is a guy.
All right.
And this chick is joining Ho.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I got you. I was a little confused there.
Branch is the first judge to publicly join Ho's call to boycott Yale. I don't want to cancel Yale, Ho said. I want Yale to stop canceling people like me. Yale presents itself as the best, most elite institution of legal education, yet it's the worst when it comes to legal cancelization. Yale sets the tone for other law schools and for the legal profession at large, but it has set a poor example in recent years due to its closed and intolerant environment. Yale not only tolerates the cancellation of views, it actively practices it. I want nothing to do with it. Among the incidents Judge Ho cited was the talk. We've been through this, the free speech thing where all the students got up and Yale's defended those fucking students.
That's insane.
It's insane. Yeah. The students hit back, arguing their disturbance was execution of free speech and continued to scream at the panelists. Remember, I will literally fight you, bitch, which is what you expect to hear from a Yale law student. Heather Gerken, dean of Yale Law School, insisted the students had not violated the college's rules. Judge Ho had previously railed against the woke culture at Yale, having defended Ilya Shapiro after students at Georgetown Law urged that he be ousted from a new faculty position. Shapiro caused outrage when he wrote tweets questioning President Soup's pledge to nominate a black woman to the U.S. Supreme Court. We could all see the problem with that, you know. And all it meant was you get an asterisk next to your name. Sorry. Sorry. When you say I'm only looking at black women.
I know.
Yeah.
The sad part is you just should have just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And just done it.
Yeah.
Instead of calling your shot, and you just took all the validity away from it.
He wanted the votes.
Exactly.
So by saying that, he thought there would be this element of people that would vote for him. Like he would trick black women into voting for him.
Yeah.
Like they're that stupid.
Yeah.
That they would come out in droves, be like, oh, he's going to nominate a black fucking woman? Awesome. Like, that's all they care about.
Yep.
Give me a break.
Top of mind.
Yeah. Shapiro was suspended, of course, but later cleared to become the executive director of Georgetown Law Center for the Constitution. He eventually quit, saying the school's handling of the matter made working there untenable. I think this is very, very good news that
Some pushback?
yeah, that will send a very big message to people like Yale, Harvard, Stanford, whatever, that you don't just get to fucking have a new class of students come in and redefine what free speech is or what the Constitution is. You don't get to do that and then back your students and then think there's going to be no pushback. I mean, what profession is there that has debate at the front and center of it, opposing views, taking each other on, and for a decision on something? It's asinine that you wouldn't even let them have the debate.
I know.
It's just, it's hilarious.
The hypocrisy is stunning.
It's stunning, is what it is. You're right. Let's see. Oh man, I don't know if this is fair. We've both done our share of mushrooms, T.
Yeah.
You more than me. Not a big mushroom guy.
Yeah.
I kind of like them. Magic mushrooms, psilocybin.
Yeah, there you go.
Miami man who took magic mushrooms and then groped an on-air an air stewardess.
Okay.
Does that seem like something you do on shrooms? Could you see doing that?
It depends on.
Grabbing a titty?
I mean, I'm not gonna say no. Generally, no. But
Yeah.
it depends on how many mushrooms you eat and how your trips
Does
going
it?
and all that kind
I mean,
of
if you're
stuff.
just tripping balls,
Yeah, you could be like. I mean,
could you just as easily grab a a ball and dick and ball set?
Sure, you could, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, it's always the titties.
Yeah, in all of my shroom sessions, I've never. Well, I've grabbed titties on shrooms, but not unwanted.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't an unwarranted.
And for the
titty
record,
grab.
I would never take mushrooms on a fucking plane. No way.
Yeah, that seems
no
like
way.
that seems harsh,
Oh,
doesn't
that's
it?
no. Yeah, I gotta have an escape plan. I need to be able to go outside.
Having-
things like that.
I remember Beth and I were coming back from, I think, Colorado, flying back to Detroit, and we had bought some shit because it was legal in Colorado to smoke weed, to buy weed, to have edibles.
Yeah.
And so we had bought like a joint at one of the shops in Denver or wherever we were, and a couple of edibles. And I remember we were standing in line going through the fucking corral to get on a flight back home, and it was like, well, fuck it, we can't take these on the plane.
Yeah.
And so we popped those, and I was like, if we relax a little bit and sleep, and it was fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, taking a handful of shrooms,
Yeah, it's a different story.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're becoming legalized and decriminalized in a lot of these places.
as they should.
Well, yes and no. Listen, I promise you should not drive on mushrooms.
No,
Right. Well,
Agreed.
so.
but you're not allowed to. It's already against the law.
I get that. I know. But making them more common, and it's. You're not supposed to, but it's probably the number one fucking crime out there is drinking and driving.
Yeah.
So.
But they're not going to ban drinking.
No, I know. And how's that going?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to drink and drive either. How's that going?
Yeah, well, it is what it is. It alters your more so. See, I wouldn't think taking shrooms doesn't alter. You're not going to go fuck a fat chick on shrooms, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not going to alter like reality to you, where it's like if you get drunk enough,
Like lower your inhibitions, like alcohol will.
Yes, alcohol lowers your inhibitions to a level that's like, I can't believe what I did last night.
Yeah.
Right? We've all been there, said some shit, done some shit, fucked some shit. Name it. Alcohol will take you there. Talking yourself into, I'm fine. I'm good to drive home. It's only a couple miles.
Yeah.
We could all relate to that. I don't know that shrooms would have that effect. Where you're going to just jump behind the wheel and think, like.
I'm not gonna say no. I mean, you tripping out. Who knows? Who knows where you're gonna go?
Yeah.
It's hard to say. And everybody's
Well-
different. There's no absolutes.
Would you say that you could blame altitude?
No, I don't think so because cabin pressure and stuff.
This guy's blaming altitude.
Okay.
Yeah.
For a
his,
shot. I mean, it's worth a shot. You grab the
Right.
titty.
Yeah, why not?
You need any help you can get.
He did more than grab a titty, but grabbing a titty is going to grab the headline.
Okay.
Because it's a titty grab.
Yeah, sure.
Is there anything better than a titty grab, by the way?
Well, it depends. A, on the titty, and B, on whether or not it was wanted.
No. Let's assume it's wanted.
Just the
Yeah.
yeah.
Under the bra, like when I was 10. Dude, it's just, titties are magical.
Nice.
They really are something special. Sharia Garcia Sevilla,
All right.
CGS. We'll just call him Sevilla.
All right.
Going forward, Mr. Sevilla. He was arrested, 23, was arrested traveling from Miami to Washington on October 4th. I don't know if that's state or D.C., but when a dose of psilocybin he had taken kicked in, sending him into a frenzy. Around an hour into a 2-hour flight, Sevilla started running down the plane's aisle, clapping loudly near the cockpit, and swearing loudly.
Oh, yeah. Well, see?
That doesn't sound like shrooms. That sounds like alcohol.
There's bad trips, man.
I know there is.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I said, and being trapped in there, like I said, I would never do it on a plane.
Yeah.
Never.
Never?
Never.
Even a private plane?
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
He said 90% of what was said was true, as he said the altitude may have played a part in his behavior. I remember pulling the piece of plastic off the door, but don't remember using any degree of force. He went into the shitter while it was occupied, too.
Okay.
Like, ripped the door open. So that's where he gets the piece of plastic.
Gotcha.
At one point, he grabbed an attendant by her right titty. He disputes touching her titty, saying, they claim I grabbed the flight attendant's titty, but that's not me at all.
And maybe, just in doing stuff, I could see that chick, oh, sir, you grabbed my breast.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe it wasn't he wasn't grabbing a titty.
Yeah, but what about believe all women?
Yeah, we already burned all that.
Yeah, okay, good.
And I'm not saying he didn't grab a titty, but I'm not saying that he intended to grab a titty either.
Well, I've
could have
been
been doing
unstable
stuff.
on a flight, on aisles.
Yeah, exactly.
Unstable, and had to grab a headrest or a chair. Now, if that had been a titty there, I wouldn't want credit for that titty grab.
Exactly right.
Right? Yeah. Like, hey, I got a little turbulent up here. I'm a little shaky on my feet to begin with. Plus, I'm probably a fifth of Jack deep.
Yeah.
I landed on a titty. Sorry. It's not my intent.
Now, if you stayed there for a minute, gave a little honk honk,
Or went to twix them.
Yeah, that negates the
Yeah. What is it? Is it
story.
Vacation? The movie Vacation, the newest one with Christina Applegate and Rusty, played by Ed Helms, and Ed Helms is the pilot, and he comes out to take a whiz really quick, and he's got his number two is an old man with dementia, and he's saying shit that's just off the. So he obviously starts making the plane. So anyway, little kid is sitting between his mom and dad, his hot mom and his dad, and the little kid's like, "Hey, Dad, is that the pilot?" And he's all proud of himself, puffs up Rusty, Ed Helms. He comes over and he's like, "Hey, little guy, yeah, I am the pilot." And, the other pilot's taking the plane and jerking around. He falls right into the wife's titties.
Yeah.
Gets a hold of him and he's like, "Whoa, sorry about that." And he leans back and it happens like 2 or 3 times before
It just
the
keeps
husband's
going
like, "Get the fuck out of here, man." He keeps grabbing her titties.
Yeah.
But, he wasn't trying to do it. What a fun scene that would be to film, by the way.
Not bad.
How fun would that be? By the way, was it that me? I watched a bunch of these dumb movies not long ago. It was I don't think it was Vacation. It's the Smiths. Meet the Smiths.
We're the Millers?
We're the Millers. Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yep.
The Millers. Where the kid's fucking practicing making out with a chick.
Oh, yeah.
And going between Jennifer Aniston and his sister in the show.
It's supposed to be his mom and his sister.
Yeah. And the other girl sees him do it. But, dude, that scene goes on for minutes. And this kid is just fucking making out with Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah. Yeah, you could do worse.
Yeah. And I wonder how many times, I would fuck that scene up for 2 weeks. Yeah. I would laugh at an inappropriate time.
Oh,
my
jeez. Blooper reel.
God. Yeah, it's crazy. God, I love Jason Sudeikis, too.
Yeah, definitely.
You almost blew that guy for. You were 4 minutes away from blowing that guy. Now you won't make out with your sister? What's the matter with you? So when the flight took off, he was sitting in the same row as his father, as not his father, as a father and daughter.
Okay.
Yeah. That would be weird.
Yeah,
Take
right?
shrooms with your old man on a plane. So there's a father-daughter sitting there who said something wasn't right with Sevilla. During the flight, the FBI agent who wrote the affidavit alleges that he started acting inappropriately and grabbed the daughter's arm.
Okay.
I don't know how old the daughter is, 16, 10, I don't know. The pilot then declared a level 2. We've got a level 2 disturbance due to Sevilla, this asshole over here. And so level 2 should be declared in the case of physically abusive behavior during a flight. The father and daughter were moved away from him, but he became increasingly loud and started walking up and down the plane, shouting swear words and smiling in people's faces. Still doesn't seem like shrooms. He used a broken piece of the bathroom door to enter while another passenger was inside. I imagine taking a horrid shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Most people in those, unless you're drinking a ton, and just gotta drain it.
I've never shit on a plane.
No?
No.
I just assume everybody going in there is shitting.
All right.
I don't think I've ever shit on a plane. Maybe.
No, even overseas.
Yeah?
That's a long fucking flight.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever deuced on a plane.
I think I've done blow on a plane. I've smoked in a plane.
Yeah, I've smoked on a plane when I could.
Yeah.
When you're allowed to.
Yeah. I've done that and when you're not allowed to. Never fucked, though, in a plane.
No?
I think I got blown once on a plane. Under the blanket on a red eye.
Yep.
You?
Plead the fifth.
Really? With me? You wouldn't even tell me. Son of a bitch. His behavior became increasingly out of control until he lay down on the floor. When the flight attendant tried to get him back to his seat, he suddenly jumped up, grabbing and twisting her right titty.
Okay.
So,
Little tune in Tokyo.
yeah, exactly. So he jumped up, grabbed that titty, and I don't know what size titty he grabbed. Which is really rude
Yeah.
in the story, honestly.
Yeah.
To not tell us what size titty he was grabbing and twisting. Don't you think that's rude?
Yeah, it is sort of important to the story.
Yeah.
Right.
Like if he tweaked something on an A cup versus grabbing a hold of a healthy
Yeah,
fucking
you really got to get
C.
in there to get a handful of the A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You almost got to squeeze like to rib cage to break through. But if you've got a healthy C, say a 34, 36C,
Yeah.
and you really get a hold of that,
Really ideal.
it's ideal.
Yeah.
It's perfect. Get too big and it's too much to manage. But if you're talking about it brings validity to the story, honestly, because when you grab and twist, if it's a 34 or 36C, you can really do that.
Yeah, you get a nice handful in there.
Yeah, it's like palming a
control
Nerf
it.
football.
Yeah,
You know?
makes sense.
So when the flight attendant tried to get him back to his seat, he jumped up, grabbing and twisting the attendant's titty. That's not like me at all. Historically, I would say that's
sure.
not like any of us.
You know, when you take a mind-altering drug, it's hard to say.
Yeah. Passengers joined in with flight. This sounds like the best flight in the world. This is like better than, I would shut the movie off to watch this guy.
Yeah.
Acting the fool, running around, grabbing titties.
Yeah, well, you say that until you're 30,000 feet up, and there's some guy running around like a maniac on your plane.
Yeah, but it gives you carte blanche to whoop his ass,
Yeah.
you know?
Yep.
Which is what happened. Passengers joined in with flight attendants and onboard law enforcement to restrain him so he could be handcuffed. When the aircraft landed, FBI agents and airport police met the plane at the gate. FBI agent Dan Markley says he witnessed civilians yelling, swearing, and producing unintelligible sounds. He remembers the officers treating him well. So that's pretty cool. He says, they were speaking to me like a human being and with respect. He consumed psilocybin mushrooms quite regularly, mainly for meditative and not recreational purposes.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
Isn't that the go-to saying? Don't they all say that?
Well, what's meditative? I mean, that's recreational. It's not. Well, I know. I mean, I know what meditating is, but I'm just saying that would be by definition recreational use. I think
Yeah.
it's not.
I definitely felt it creep up. Usually it takes long to take effect. Maybe the altitude played a role. He's now going to appear in court scheduled for.
But that
2
does.
p.m.
I mean, that can happen. You have some cocktails up in the mountains, and they hit you fast.
Yeah.
Thins the blood out or whatever that is.
Yeah. Well, you and I and Tooch drained a flight of its alcohol, of its whiskey and vodka. Very proud of that. Because they just give you little bottles.
Yep. 2 at a time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, when you're sitting where we were, I'm trying to think, where was I going to go with that?
We didn't get extra drunk, drinking all that in the altitude, perhaps.
Yeah, and didn't turn into monsters.
No.
They do that. They do
Well, like
that
I said,
fluff
the
question
cabin's
like, I hope
pressurized.
you have a ride when you're waiting when you land.
Well, yeah, they were like, they were going to cut us off, and we're like, we're not fucking driving, dude.
Yeah.
We're picking up an Uber. They're like,
Yeah.
all right, cool, keep going.
Yeah.
But-
See how far you can get.
Yeah, but the cabin's pressurized, so I don't think the altitude makes a difference in that scenario.
It does make the flight a lot more fun.
Oh, yeah.
Unless you break the seal early. If you break the seal early and then you're doing that every 3 minutes, feels like,
Yep.
to the pisser, that sucks. But other than that, Derek and I have had some epic cross-country flights together.
yeah.
Oh, going from Detroit to San Diego to Detroit. It's shocking how much you can put down on a flight.
Oh, yeah.
You know, on a 5-hour flight. It's shocking. And we did that flying to California. I'm trying to think what other shit I've done on a flight. You're not supposed to. I don't know.
Statute of limitations.
I don't think I've ever gotten out of control, though.
No, I've never had.
Yeah, but you're always in control.
That's a good point.
Almost always.
Mostly. Even when I'm out of control, I'm in control.
Yeah, true. True. Identifying as a female won't get biological males out of registering for the military draft. I didn't know you had to register for the military draft.
I didn't know that was still a thing.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I never did.
I mean, they don't have a draft.
That I'm aware of.
I don't think I did either.
Oh.
Even under pro-Tran soup administration, the Selective Service policy requires all males between the age of 18 and 25 to register and explicitly includes trans women. The policy predates the soup administration, but it has not changed. U.S. citizens or immigrants who are born male and have changed their gender to female must register, it states. In another twist, biological females who do not identify as males are not required to register.
But
Wait a minute.
But wait. Hold on.
Hold on.
How is that possible?
I don't know. It's almost like you're saying that
I thought it was
they're fake women.
No. They wouldn't possibly say that.
Well, I don't know how else to interpret that.
Well, I think it's point of note there is this was prior to the Biden administration. They make a point of saying that. It's not our policy. This was from the previous administration.
Right. So change it.
They don't want to.
Yeah. No, they don't.
They don't
You're
want to.
absolutely right.
They don't want to.
The policy was revealed after the Selective Service's official Twitter posted a public service announcement reminding people to register. Parents, if your son is an only son and the last male in your family to carry the family name, he is still required to register with SSS. Twitter mocked that announcement, of course. My son's a girl now, so we good.
Right?
Yeah, it's what I've said, too. Even if you have a son, have him identify as female for insurance purposes.
Yeah, but it
Nothing
doesn't matter.
more.
You still have to declare for the draft.
Yeah. For the purpose of SSS, my son will identify as a girl, starting with his 18th birthday. Checkmate, fascist. That prompted American Military News to determine the current status of the registry policy. The soup administration last year expressed support, including women in the draft. Our military has welcomed women for decades and is stronger for it, said Senator Tom Cotton. But America's daughters should never be drafted against their will. Last month, U.S. Army Major...
Why not?
Huh?
Why not? I mean, if they're able to be in the military,
Yeah.
then why not? I mean, I'm not against the draft, period. Although, I guess I'm against war for the most part.
Yeah,
So-
I don't want to force anyone to go to battle. That
No,
doesn't
but
want
it's
to.
bullshit to say that they can be if they're not eligible for the draft, then they shouldn't be in the military in the first place.
If they're what?
If they're not eligible for the draft, then they shouldn't be in the military in the first place.
Good point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
If
that's
they're
not
good
a
enough to
terrible
get in
point.
on their own volition, then they
Sort
should
of, with half the requirements.
be. Yeah, but then they should be good enough to get in when we fucking need them. If
Yeah.
we have to have a draft,
Yeah.
just saying.
Yeah.
It's just a double standard. It's bullshit.
Yep. Last month, U.S. Army Major Jamie Lee Henry, the Army's highest-ranking trans woman,
Oh, good.
was indicted by a federal grand jury for allegedly trying to leak medical information on U.S. military members to the Russian government.
Oh, classy. Yeah, it's gonna work out well.
As a doctor at Fort Bragg, Jamie Lee Henry, who identifies as a trans woman, had a secret security clearance and used the access to try to help Russia. Well, that's what mentally deranged people do. So, no offense.
Okay.
What?
Well, you can have that low-hanging fruit.
Thank you. That's true. By the way, so they aren't real women, is what you're saying. Just to be clear.
Yeah, so we're real clear. That is exactly what you're saying.
I mean, that's what this policy says.
Right.
I don't know how else to read that.
Yeah.
If you can't force biological females who claim to be men as part of the man draft,
Yeah.
that says they're not really men, is what you're saying. What you're acknowledging is they're not really men. And what you're acknowledging by saying, hey, even if your boy says he's a chick And he's still a biological male, so he needs to register. So they don't consider you a real woman.
I'd probably rather
Just so we're clear.
I'd probably have the chick that turned into a guy. I'd rather have than the guy that turns into a chick.
You'd rather have what?
The chick that turns into a guy than the guy that turns into a chick. You seen those fucking dudes?
Which ones? The ones that were chicks?
Yeah,
that
the
are
women
dudes
that, that become men. I'd rather have them on my team.
Would you really?
Probably.
I don't think so.
No?
No.
It's still a chick when it's all said and done.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's still the wide hips and that whole thing.
That
Just take Nugent, for instance. You look at Nugent.
Yeah.
You see what the obvious problems are.
Fair enough.
He wants to be a man so bad, and it's like, oh, your butt and your thighs give you away, ma'am. Sorry. They betrayed you.
Hips don't lie. As
Hips don't
Shakira
lie.
said.
Hips don't lie. And yours are telling a fucking unspeakable truth right now.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Nugent.
Tell the whole story.
Yeah. No offense. But that's not where men typically blow out. You know? The lines get blown out on women in that exact spot, Mr. Nugent.
We get
all
it here.
the time.
They get it there.
Yeah. Mr. Nugent's fucking rock solid, straight down here on the gut, and then boom, has that fucking Stay Puft Marshmallow woman blow out of the hips and ass. Yeah, hips, ass, and thighs. And you're absolutely right. Shakira told us the hips don't lie, and they didn't on Mr. Nugent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this part of the show is brought to you by Janet Davis Cleaners on Woodward and Berkeley. It's family owned since 1938, and they offer free pickup and delivery. They use only the best environmentally friendly cleaning methods, meaning it's guaranteed odor free. This is a full service dry cleaners, casual clothes, work clothes, wedding gowns, as well as sheets, comforters, duvet, and more. Visit janetdaviscleaners.com or call them at 248-543-0340. Mention TDC and get $20 off your first home pickup.
I had this story yesterday. We never got to it. Actually, a couple of stories that I thought were interesting.
Alrighty.
One is, and I don't know how much you hold this against people, because I think we did something similar in our high school days. Arizona Democrat gubernatorial candidate Katie Hobbs was a student leader at her Catholic prep high school when pupils took part in a yearly tradition known as Slave Day.
Are we still doing this?
Yeah, well, we were a few years ago.
Yeah, right. Well, okay.
So she was there from 84 to 88.
Do you remember what ours was called? Was it called Slave Day?
No, it wasn't. I would remember that, I think.
Buy a bitch day?
Might have been Buy a Cunt Day. Yeah. This is when we bought Christy. Yeah. Cornhole. We bought Christy. We've talked about this on the show. I believe you have pictures still of it.
I do. Absolutely, I do.
With her saying, like, Mike is Jesus and Troy is God signs.
I'm the homeliest of all God's creations. Like, made her wear all this stupid shit.
It sounds like this is exactly what it was without calling it Slave Day.
Yeah.
So I don't know what we called it. Maybe we could figure that out in a yearbook, or someone that went to
I'm
school
sure
with us.
Somebody's got much better memory than us.
Yeah, probably. Copies from past yearbooks of Seton Catholic Prep High School were obtained and appear to show the practice went on for nearly 40 years, was last mentioned in the yearbook in 1997, which would have put us in there. Not this place, but in those years. Hobbs, who played an active student body role as a member of the yearbook staff and student council for part of her tenure, went to school there from 84 to 88. So this is a gotcha article. You've got a Democrat running for a governor, and look what we found.
Yeah.
You know, as if she could have single-handedly changed all this shit. She would have been laughed out of the school in those days.
Exactly.
So I'm not willing to just write someone's career off because they participated in Slave Day. What did she know? Was she aware of Slave Day? You know, like, she's on the yearbook committee.
Yep.
So she's putting the pictures together for everything. It sounds like she's very active. Wouldn't surprise any of us if she's very active in school government. She goes on to, run for governor in Arizona. The tradition entails freshman students performing tasks for senior class masters that included performing embarrassing acts of servitude. That's what we did to Christy.
Exactly,
Yeah. One example from the yearbook describes slaves in her grade wearing unbecoming hairdos and unbecoming outfits, supporting embarrassing signs and performing embarrassing acts for seniors masters for a day.
Check.
Check.
Yeah, exactly.
Didn't we make her get up on a table at Wendy's and sing or something to us?
I think Seike was. I think he was bought too, because he's wearing like a dress in one of those pictures, like standing next to her.
Really?
Yeah, I think Seike.
He had the biggest crush on her. Yeah. Like, I took her to homecoming, and she was my girlfriend at the time.
Yeah,
sort of, a little bit. Don walked in on her and I. Yeah, remember that story? Fucking great. It's the greatest thing, looking up from between her legs. Hey, Don. He's just like, you fucking, Jesus Christ, what's the matter with you?
Standpoint.
Yeah, sorry. I don't remember where I was going.
Put your boner away.
But anyways, Ed got all pissed off because he liked her a lot and he punched a fence. I don't know if you remember that.
Anyway, in the picture, I think Ed was too. Because the picture is them both standing on the table, I think, at Wendy's, one of the pictures that I have, yeah.
And I think we dressed her in my mom's old hippie clothes.
Yeah, goofy hat, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
yeah, basically everything they said.
Yeah.
But it didn't have anything to do with...
Slaves. And
yeah.
we wouldn't have even thought of it that way.
Yeah.
It would have just been like dehumanized. Like, I don't even know what it would be. Just why not? You know? We didn't do anything terrible to her.
No, it was just a tradition.
Yeah. It's not clear if Hobbs participated herself in the auctions, but her 1987 student council page credits her and other student leaders for having coordinated the many class events during Spirit Week when Slave Day appears to have been celebrated. She would have likely known the tradition was celebrated and regularly featured in the Seton Catholic Prep yearbook when she joined its staff in '87. Of course she knew. So what?
Right.
So what? It had been going on, you admitted, for 40 fucking years.
Yep.
So you expect this 15-year-old to come in there and change everything overnight?
Yep.
Because by 2022 standards, it doesn't live
And
up.
this doesn't even sound like some of the other stories that we've had are a little more egregious when it was the white players buying the black players.
Right.
Making it totally slave-related.
Yeah.
But
or the ones where one guy's dressed up as a Klansman and others dressed up as a slave.
Yeah, right. That
We've
whole
seen those
production,
too.
exactly. Like those are egregious.
And those are in the yearbook. Those pictures on personal pages. Holy shit!
Wow. I mean,
I'm so glad because we could have easily ended up just being dumb kids, not understanding the largesse of the issue. We could have easily done some stupid shit like that. Easily.
well, yeah, when we did do stupid shit like that.
Not like
Not
blackface,
no,
not
not
like
quite.
Klan stuff. I don't think we ever we didn't joke about it. We didn't, it just wasn't a thing. Like, I mean, maybe some people did, but.
I was hanging out with the only black guys in school.
Right. I know.
It wasn't.
The 1987 yearbook, by the way, Troy mentions Slave Day 4 times.
Oh,
So someone went through that yearbook page by page to see how many times Slave Day was mentioned. An accompanying image shows a student on their knees while wearing a collar and a leash led by what appears to be a fellow classmate.
okay.
We would have done that.
Yeah, that's more
Totally.
That's a little more of a bondage slave. Than
More, yeah. But if you had them carrying your books on a leash through the hallways,
Yeah.
you know, that could be one of those demeaning tasks, you know, whatever. Another image shows a white female student with what appears to be black paint streaked across parts of her face. Oh, so
Here
you're
we
trying to
go.
say it's blackface.
There we go.
I saw this picture. It's more in line with what football players do when they overdo the black paint.
Yeah.
Instead of just eye black, you know, they do it a little more.
What? Then why?
What?
Why does she have the black stuff on her face?
Oh, I have no idea, but it's like it's not like blackface.
Well, I know. But
It's
it could
just
be
like
it could be a half-assed. Where here you go, darky.
I
mean, it's not like they just
maybe.
Well, I'm saying
I mean,
you're defending it.
I'm not defending it. I'm just
Okay.
saying it doesn't look like blackface. When you see blackface,
Well.
especially in the 70s or 80s, like they went full on fucking.
When you really put time and effort into it, I'm just saying this was.
Think about
a high school
Justin
kid,
Trudeau.
half-assed.
Think about Justin Trudeau, who went black arms, blackface, like as black a shoe polish as you could find. This little half-assed, it looked more like a Mud Bowl participant
Okay.
than it did. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe it's their attempt at blackface. It's the shittiest blackface for an 80s
Yeah.
thing that I've ever seen.
Okay.
To the point that I went, that's not blackface. That doesn't count. That's shit.
Okay.
You want to automatically declare it blackface?
No, I'm just not going to automatically not.
Well, I'm not either, but they're alluding to it, and I'm saying I looked at the picture.
Okay.
See if you can find it. See.
It's okay.
No. I'd like your opinion because you might look at it and go, "Oh, dude, of course that's
Well,
blackface."
they put it on there for some reason. They didn't do it like a football player and just do it like that. They put black more than that onto their face. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm going to lean more towards making it blackface than not.
Okay. Can you do Katie Hobbs Slave Day, and see when the pictures come up because they will. Katie Hobbs, 2 B's, Slave Day.
I got you. Go on. Keep going.
Fuck off.
Well, I'm just saying.
I'm used to dealing with the easiest. Leave me alone. So yeah, another image shows a white female student with what appears to be black paint streaked across parts of her face. Hobbs is currently serving as Arizona's Secretary of State, is running for governor in November against Carrie Lake, who's a Republican. She was previously accused of racism by a former staffer for Arizona State Senate Democrats who maintained that Hobbs should not be the nominee. Is Katie Hobbs a racist as defined by the Oxford Dictionary? Yes, she is. Is she worthy of sitting in any role of government? No, she is not. The candidate was forced to apologize last year after a jury sided with Adams' claim that she was fired for speaking out against getting lower pay than white and male colleagues. Okay. By Oxford Dictionary's definition of what is racist, well, that's changed in the last 6 months. So what is their previous definition, Oxford Dictionaries of racist? I would say this doesn't qualify. Their new definition, very well made.
Yeah, well, we are changing the rules as we go.
Okay, there you go, T.
Yeah, so
you understand what I'm saying, though?
yeah, I mean, but what is it then?
A cat with shitty whiskers.
Yeah, well,
Are people watching us able to see this?
yeah, I put it up. That's whatever's on there is what's up.
Okay, so my point then about, you know how football players kind of overdo it with the black makeup, and you wouldn't say that's blackface?
Well, no, but there's a reason for that as well, putting the eye black on.
Well, eye block to block out the sun glare, obviously. But the way they do it, where they smear their whole face, like the Vikings, Hutchinson or John
Randall.
Randall was egregious. That's just like a show of intimidation, sort of thing.
I just don't know
her,
what the point of that is. I'm just saying.
This bitch would have been hot too. This is like a Tawny Katane looking.
It's not looking bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some red highlights in there.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
I don't know. I just said.
Come on, make a call, man. You're not going to be held accountable for it. Do you think that's
I
going
don't
on
have to
some
make a
sort of
call
blackface?
either way. How do I? Why? I wasn't there. I have no idea. But
I know, but you were calling me out for having an opinion that doesn't look like blackface to me. I've seen blackface.
Well, I understand.
And I don't think that qualifies. You don't have an opinion either way as to whether or not that would be.
Then give me one other plausible scenario of what that is.
It looks more like a cat.
Okay.
With the nose and the chin.
Okay.
No?
So do you think that it's more reasonable that they were trying to make her look like a cat for Slave Day?
Than blackface. I don't know if this has anything to do with Slave Day. Oh, it does. It does say. Yeah, it does say Slave Day. Okay.
That's all. I'm not just willing to give the free pass that easily.
I didn't give a free pass. I just gave
You
another.
said you looked at it and you didn't think it was.
I didn't think it was. I didn't realize that was also part of Slave Day. Here's what I think I have a problem with, T. The way they go through it with a fine-tooth comb and look for every reference to anything that they can point to try and take this woman down. Now, I don't agree with Democrat policies for the most part. This is a Democrat. It would be very easy for me to go, see, fuck this bitch, blah, 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 racist. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go, I understand what life was like in 1987.
Absolutely.
And I'm not going to fucking write her off from ever working in government because of something a 15, 16-year-old kid in high school did that falls in line with the traditions of the school.
Right.
And to that point, I was just saying, well, I've seen a lot of blackface in a lot of these yearbooks. I've never seen anything that looks like that, where they're trying to do blackface without doing blackface. I don't know what that would be.
Well,
it's
like
just kind of a weird.
But I feel if that's whatever, it's fine. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I don't have a plausible explanation besides that. Just making her look like dirty. I don't know, but whatever. I wasn't there.
Cat.
Who knows?
Like a cat. I'm just telling you. Looks like a cat.
Those are the worst whiskers I've ever seen.
Great.
Right?
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
The whiskers are
I've never
shit.
seen a cat with a goatee either. Soul patch down there.
I've seen one with a soul patch. I've never seen one with this thick of whiskers.
Yeah, right.
And no discernible whiskers in between.
It was the 70s. Stuff was a little bushier back then.
Were cats having blown out face bushes too?
Probably.
Apparently. Yeah. And that's what they're going for there. I like this. Another Democrat. And I appreciate what he's done here.
Okay.
Indiana mayor has admitted drinking and driving following a car accident Saturday night.
Oh, all right.
You know, didn't try to weasel out of it. Didn't try to go, but she made me do it.
Don't you know who I am?
Trump. It's Trump's fault. He's got me so worked up and everything because he's such a big Nazi. I drank and drove. It's Trump's fault.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't do that.
Took responsibility for his action? What a novel idea.
I love it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's going to get shit on. He's going to get thrown under the bus. He's going to get chucked out of whatever.
Yep.
This is all we ever ask for from these fucking people.
Accountability.
Try not to be, try to have accountability is a big one.
Yeah.
But, don't be hypocritical.
Yes.
You know, hypocrisy is a bad one. All we want is for you guys to own when you eat shit, you do something stupid. It's easy for us to go, "Hey, you're human, man." There, but for the grace of God, go I. You know, I've be lying to you if I said I didn't drink and get behind the wheel of a car. You know, I could have been in that position. I hope that I would stand up and go, "You know what? I fucked up, man. It happens."
Yeah.
You know, no matter what it is. And I'm not just talking about drunk driving, but this is Democratic Mayor Tom Henry's office issued a statement after he was booked in the county jail. "I want to apologize to the residents of Fort Wayne and my family for the poor decision I made to get behind the wheel of a vehicle after drinking at a local function. I accept full responsibility for my actions. I'm relieved that no one was hurt in this incident. I am terribly embarrassed by the poor decision making that occurred last evening. I am sorry that I put our police department in that situation last evening. I knew better. I will be held accountable for those actions in future legal proceedings. I respect our legal process, and I will adhere to decisions made by our court, and I will accept those consequences."
Well, that's getting out in front of this thing too. That's a big part of this as well.
Does it matter how shit-faced he was?
Yes,
I mean, once you're over the limit, are you over the limit, or is it like, "Oh, dude"?
No, well, see, yes and no. Because you could say that if you were just barely over the limit, you could say that, you know, I used poor judgment. I thought I was okay. I wasn't.
Yeah.
If you're way over the limit, you could be like, "I don't know what the fuck I was doing.
Yeah.
I was stupid. I just didn't. I have no excuse for that. You know, I was so drunk that I made a terrible decision."
Yeah.
So it kind of goes both ways, I guess.
I kind of like this on both ways. He ends it by saying, "As your mayor, I will not hide from my actions, nor will I make excuses. But today I ask that you please respect my inability to speak to the facts of the matter until I am fairly and appropriately adjudicated."
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a good statement.
Definitely getting out in front of it. You know?
A spokesman for Tom Henry, John Perlock, also released a statement saying Mayor Tom Henry was involved in a motor crash Saturday. Upon arrival, officers determined the mayor appeared to be impaired after tests. That was confirmed. He's currently running for a 5th mayoral term against Tom Didier. And I love this too. Tom Didier. Easy to come on and go, "Is this what you want? Representing Indianians?
Yeah.
Indiana Hoans? What are Indianans?
Hoosiers.
Just Hoosiers? That's boring. It's not like Michiganders, Indianers.
I don't think so.
Okay, Hoosiers. Do you want this drunk lush representing you? He can't go to a simple function without getting shit-faced and driving home. Blah, blah, blah. But no, here's someone who's running against him, says, "I have known the Henry family for much of my life. Cindy Henry actually was one of the first people to encourage me to run for public office. These relationships go beyond politics. I would encourage everyone to pray for them and all those involved in this accident, and I hope that no one was seriously harmed."
You gotta love good old Fort Wayne.
Good old Fort Wayne. Yeah. I love.
Isn't that where
seeing
Booty's
that.
from?
Who?
Wasn't Booty the mayor of Fort Wayne?
Yeah.
Booty Judge?
Yeah. Was he Fort Wayne? He wasn't Bloomington. Was he Fort Wayne? I think he was Fort Wayne.
I think so. There's not a whole lot of big towns in Indiana.
What are the other ones?
That's it. There's Indianapolis.
Bloomington, Indianapolis,
Yeah, I mean,
Fort
Bloomington's
Wayne.
not even big. That's just where IU is.
That makes it kind of big.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. And then Fort Wayne, South Bend.
South Bend is a big one. Yep. Notre Dame.
Gary.
Gary?
He wasn't the mayor of
Now
Gary.
you're just naming cities in fucking Indiana.
Well, okay. There's not much going on there. I'm not gonna lie to you.
True. All right, should we get to some email tea?
Yeah, I'm dying.
I know you are.
That's
I'm
okay.
sorry. I can tell.
No,
I'm kind of
holding
dying
up.
too. I feel a little off too. So
I was doing okay when we came down, but now I'm just stuffing all up here.
yeah,
So
that's okay.
if people are hearing me, I'm trying to keep it out of here. But if you're hearing me,
I keep
blowing
thinking I'm
my
going to
nose
lean
and
over
shit.
and mute your mic, but you're quicker on the draw than I am. I'm usually in mid sentence. So
Yeah,
I
it's fine.
apologize.
I know. That's why I wait till you're talking and then I cut the camera. And
I'm seeing that.
hide my mic and try
Yeah.
and blow my nose.
Yeah. This one's to T. Roy. Subject T. Roy.
Okay.
Go T. Roy with Law and Order. Man, woman, child, light them the fuck up. In times of tragedy, more important for Law and Order, Officer Walters. I'm surprised at you, Miguel. You claim law and order, but then you chastise an upstanding law enforcement official. Michigan is a stand your ground state. I say let the lead fly if people are threatening your life. Just last week, an 18-year-old fucked around and found out in East Point. Good riddance. The poor guy driving the truck should be given a medal. Good day, sirs. I don't know that story.
I don't either.
Yeah.
Thanks, James.
Hey, he's siding with you.
I know.
What was that story about?
The Florida saying if they loot you, shoot them.
Yeah.
If they loot, you shoot.
Yeah,
Make them look like grated cheese.
Yeah, that's the only problem I had with the story was the grated cheese
Yeah.
comment. Swiss cheese, clearly.
Can't take everything we say. You got to take it with a grain of salt.
Subject, flat earthers. You should take nothing we say. You should take everything with a grain of salt and nothing we say seriously.
Exactly.
Half the time, I don't even know what my argument is. I'm just trying to fight with you.
I know.
Flat earthers. Hey, Troy, I was listening to... fuck you, too. Just Troy? Is Troy the only one that's getting emails anymore?
Well, I think I was coming down on him pretty hard.
Yeah. Oh, what an asshole. Coming down on flat earthers. Ooh. I was listening to the exclusive content. I heard you talking about us flat earth people. That's right. I'm a flat earther. To be clear, I fully understand that this planet is round as Lizzo, but I did a deep dive into them and came to the realization that no matter how many times they prove themselves wrong, and they prove themselves wrong often, they still stay positive and believe. That type of conviction is impressive. With love, no-named emailer.
Okay. Hey, if that's the team you want to ride with, go for it.
Yep.
I mean, I can appreciate their enthusiasm and positive outlook, I suppose.
Yeah.
But I'm a little more. I side more in the common sense side of it than emotions. So.
Maps and pedos.
Oh, okay.
Delete. Problem solved. No need to parse the conversation. T-Roy, your charitable outlook for humanity gives me hope. You really are a teddy bear, always giving the benefit of the doubt to mental patients.
Thanks, James.
I don't know what that goes to. I don't know what the conversation was, but whatever.
Most of our conversations, I think.
Hey, I almost forgot, T. First off, we haven't mentioned our site today, which is great. The people behind the scenes are going to love us for that. RadioFor1.com.
I got my shit done.
I know you did. Good job. You can listen there, buy merch, T-shirts, sweatshirts, blah, blah, blah. We've got more stuff coming very, very soon. I got the official files to Nick, who's getting the ball going on all that stuff behind the scenes for us, which is great. So there's going to be hats and mugs and beanies and all that kind of shit. It's coming. Amazon link, Amazon Canada. Please. We've got Prime Day coming up again.
Oh, nice.
There's like a pre-holidays Prime Day.
Oh, okay.
Where they've got some really good deals. If you like... I don't know if people like AirPods and stuff, but they're like $70 off for like $100.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And it's not bad. They've got all kinds of electronics and stuff like that coming up. Please, just go to radiofor1.com, click on our Amazon link, shop away, do your holiday shopping, your Halloween shopping, your Thanksgiving shopping, all of it. They give us a kickback. My Pillow, use promo code TDC. And whatever you do, don't put our code, don't blast it out to a lot of those promo code sites.
Yeah, that's a real no-no.
I mean...
when you go on the website and you search
did we
for,
get
like,
a 5,000... What's that?
That's when you go on a website and you're looking for a discount code and you find those ones out there.
Yeah.
Do not put TDC out there.
No.
It is against the rules.
It's against the rules that they've set. Now, did we get a $5,000 order overnight? Yes. Are they going to pay on that? Yes. Is it possibly going to save the show? Yes. But,
But it's just unethical.
It's just bad. I mean, like...
Whatever
you do, make sure you put that promo code everywhere you can.
What's the promo code again?
I mean,
TDC?
TDC.
Okay, right.
I mean, don't put the promo code anywhere you can, nerds.
No. Yeah, don't use the promo code for the show. Just use my initials.
Oh, yes.
Loophole.
Yeah, Troy Donald Courtney. If you could figure out what Troy Donald Courtney's initials are, use that as the promo code.
Yeah, do not use the
TDC podcast.
No, exactly. That's unethical.
Link to our Patreon page. We put in a bunch of extra content over the weekend. For those of you that gave up on us and think we're not going to put content in there, we are. We're doing that.
We're going to do better.
We are. We're trying every day. I promise you. But what I wanted to say before I mentioned that was, and you can email us too, walters@detroitcast.com. I love getting your emails. Troy does too. We mentioned kind of haphazardly off the cuff the other day about a pumpkin carving contest.
Ah, yes.
I was telling you that I kind of wanted to carve a pumpkin this year.
Yep.
And then we said, hell, let's have a contest for people out there. We have a couple entries.
Oh, already?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to see more. I'll read an email and share a couple tomorrow maybe. But yeah, if anyone wants to get involved with the pumpkin carving contest, we're going to do one. And with that, I'll wrap it up. T-Roy looks like he's literally going to faint.
I got to pee.
Yeah, I do too. So we're good. We're good. All right, everybody. Have a great rest of the day. We will be back tomorrow. We will see you then.